Are you looking for the best deals on quality used trucks and cars?
Great news, Chillicothe Truck has what you're looking for.
Choose from a wide selection of makes and models. All vehicles undergo a detailed multi-point inspection and extensive reconditioning before hitting the lot. Our friendly team offers a no-pressure sales experience, ensuring you find the perfect vehicle to fit your needs. Plus, you can customize your ride with our extensive range of truck accessories, from bed covers to lift kits. Stop by 173 Rennick Avenue in Chillicothe or call us today at 740-773-8782 to get started right now.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at Ohio Health.
At North Fork Animal Clinic, we're more than your pet's health care. We're your neighbors. We combine top-quality veterinary care with the availability you can count on, keeping tails wagging and pets thriving. And as proud supporters of youth sports in Southern Ohio, we're committed to helping our whole community grow strong. North Fork Animal Clinic, caring for pets, supporting our community.
Richard. Countless nights in the garage. 8 shiny new pistons. 1 very happy 16-year-old granddaughter. And 2 years since starting cancer treatment at Ohio Health.
Since 1853, Tomlinson Insurance has been protecting families, farms, and businesses in our community. As an independent agency, we offer personalized coverage for your auto, home, farm, and business, plus health and life insurance too. And we proudly partner with Erie Insurance to give you peace of mind with reliable coverage at competitive rates. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call us today at 740-773-4181 or visit us at tomlinsonins.com.
Rathkamp Financial is a comprehensive financial services firm committed to helping our clients improve their long-term financial success. Our customized programs seek to grow, protect, and conserve our clients' wealth by delivering personalized service and expertise. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor, member, FINRA SIPC. Please call us at 740-775-1040 to schedule a consultation.
At Chillicothe Comfort Heating and Air, your comfort is our priority year-round.
Whether it's blazing hot or freezing cold, we've got your back with fast, reliable service you can trust.
Locally owned, honest, and done right the first time.
We have financing options available for every budget, as well as 60 months, 0% interest.
Call us today and feel the difference that comfort makes.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie & Son Trucking. Willie & Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie & Son Trucking each week at SOSAOhio.com.
Mark. 6 months of training. 8 miles to go. A 3-way tie for almost last place. And 3 years since he and his team at Ohio Health left cancer in the dust.
Experience the hometown Chevrolet difference. Check out our huge selection of Silverado trucks, Equinox SUVs, and the latest Chevy models. Priced to move and ready to hit the road today. Plus, with the Hometown Advantage, you get free oil changes for life and a 10-year, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty at no extra cost. That's real value and real peace of mind. Your Hometown Chevrolet is proud to be your trusted local dealer of new and pre-owned inventory, delivering unbeatable deals and top-notch service. Visit us today at 501 West Emmett Avenue in Waverly or start shopping online at yourhometownchevy.com.
For 175 years, the Glockner name has stood for trust. Today, that promise continues. Every time your family turns the key. Generations have trusted us for one reason. We never stopped caring. From preschool drop-offs to road trips, you leave our service center knowing your family is in the safest hands possible. 175 years of social proof that this isn't just service. It's a promise from our family to yours.
Have you experienced simply brilliant fiber internet? Yeah, that's Glow Fiber. Lightning fast internet that keeps up with your busy life. A reliable fiber-to-the-home network whether you're working, learning, playing, or streaming. And best of all, Glow Fiber has real local support from real people who are happy to talk to you. And switch now for your first month free. Faster, more reliable fiber internet with real local support. Glow Fiber. Simply brilliant.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders. Crispy, juicy, tendery, tendies. Ooh, that's fun to say. Tendies, tendies, tendies. And they're so good, maybe we should change our... For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
League competition in the Ohio Valley Conference rolls into this Monday night here in Gallipolis on the blue hardwood as the Blue Devils welcome the Pointers of South Point onto their home floor this Monday night. Couple days before Christmas, we want to welcome you into tonight's presentation of Ohio High School basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health. Carson Francis and Shane Combs joining you tonight. Shane, we've got an interesting matchup. Two teams looking to get not only back into the win column, back to 500 on the season. What do we have to look for in tonight's matchup?
Well, I think it's always an exciting time for a lot of basketball fans and really for our basketball kids and programs. Coming up on the holidays, you got a couple days here where you'll see a lot of games played. Most programs will take that Wednesday, Thursday off, maybe come back at it on a Saturday or something like that. So it's a unique opportunity here in the OVC to use the Monday night for the league contest. And I know we've been eager to get down here. We always enjoy coming to this particular atmosphere, great hospitality. And as I research this, you look at the records on paper and you think, okay, maybe a couple programs still trying to find themselves. There's been some really competitive basketball being played for 2-3 quarters. Some of those final scores a little misleading. So I think we're in for an exciting OVC matchup.
Let's start by looking at the home team, the Blue Devils of Gallia Academy, 2-3 overall. But again, Shane, you talked about how some of those final scores, that record might be a little misleading. You watch this team on film and you realize they're just a couple possessions away from maybe being a 4-1 basketball team. I look at the Waverly and Jackson games as two of those games that, if you ask Gallia Academy, they're going to tell themselves they probably should have won those games. But despite what the record says, you said it best, Shane, a pretty competitive ball club we get to watch on their home floor.
Well, think about some of the names you're rattling off there. You're talking a little bit about the outstanding competition Gallia Academy's played here in the early going, and you break those games down, Carson, and all of them have 2 and 3 quarter stretches where they play some really, really good basketball, some really quality basketball. But unfortunately, they've had 3 or 4 minute spurts in each of those where it just starts to get away from them a little bit. And against teams of that caliber, you just can't do that. But obviously, it's in there somewhere. The more they find their consistency, they can put 4 quarters together. They can play with anyone.
Their last time out, a 54-43 loss to the Dragons of Fairland, a team that you and I got to see early on in the season, one of the top teams in the OVC year in, year out. That was another game where they were right in the mix of it. It was a 4-point game at halftime. Fairland able to pull away in the second half. I think that says a lot about how this Gallia Academy team has been able to compete with some of the higher level teams on their schedule.
No question about it. You look at the offensive talent of that Fairland team. The halftime score was Fairland 24-20. So it gives you an idea that Gallia can really sit down and guard you in the open court, or in the quarter court, and try to create some opportunities. Like anything where you really get yourself in trouble, sometimes you start turning that basketball over and you give up possessions. A team like Fairland, a team like Waverly, some of these teams that can really score the basketball on the other end, it just doesn't take long for it to get away from you.
And then let's take a look at South Point, 1-2 on the season. Their last time out, a home loss to Ironton. Another game where the final score is not indicative of how the game went from start to finish. South Point trailed by 6 at the half. They got it down to as low as 4 midway through the third quarter before Ironton pulled away. But certainly some signs of life, some positive things you can take away for Travis Wise's Pointers.
Yeah, I agree. 12-11 a year ago, 7-7 inside the OVC. Did graduate the 5 seniors, but as you said, when you look at the again, the smaller sample sizes, the 24-18 halftime score, they're playing with some really quality people. But I know you were giving me some notes earlier where they outscored 20-8 in the third quarter. The 22 turnovers jumps out at me. So the ability to take care of the basketball, because what happens, Carson, you defend pretty well in your quarter, but when you live ball turnover and you let that opponent out in the open court, there's just no defense for some of the athletes when you start looking at the likes of an Ironton or some of the other teams they're going to play throughout the OVC.
Devon Lewis led the way for the Pointers in that contest. 12 points. He's averaging 10 a night for this Pointers squad. When you've got a team that's graduated a lot of experience like South Point did last season, most likely the likes of Braden Hanshaw, who was on that district title team back in 2023, and you've had guys in your program who have been great basketball players like the Caleb Loveleys, the Zathan Haney's, Braden Hanshaw, another great athlete for South Point that's come through this program. When you graduate those kind of guys, and when you graduate the 5 seniors like South Point did a season ago, how do you build off of that early on in the season? How do you start over? You got pretty much a blank slate coming into this season.
As those returners are coming back, chances are their roles are going to change so much. Even though you have some of that experience, it's a new experience for them, if that makes sense. I think what you want to do is you not only want to lean on their experience, but you want to teach them how to teach the younger kids how to help them. And I think taking care of the basketball is an example of that. Trying not to do too much off the dribble, making sure you get real basic in your fundamentals. Maybe it's some pass fakes, maybe it's some jump stops, some pivots, whatever it may be. But it looks like to me, as I break South Point down, if they could take the turnover column and just cut it in half, try to take away some of those unforced mistakes, I think this is a basketball team that has the potential to compete with just about anybody on that schedule.
And you talked about the 22 turnovers in the Ironton game. What stands out to me is that they forced Ironton to turn it over 13 times. You walk away from a basketball game and you force 13 turnovers, you're thinking you should be right in the mix of the game. The problem is they turned it over 22 times. If they're able to cut down on those, you're going to like your chances if you're South Point.
You are, and not what I always say is not every turnover is created equally. Sometimes you throw it into third row or you travel or whatever, and that whistle blows, and you can at least go back and regroup, reset your defense. You start turning it over in the live ball setting, and some of these athletes get out into the open court. Not only are you giving them open shots, easier chances to score, possibly you're out of position, maybe foul trouble becomes a bigger factor, especially if you're on the road in some of these atmospheres. You can really get crowds into it, and that's where getting outscored 8-2, 10-2 can really bury you, especially if it comes in a third quarter setting when you say you're staying in the game and then it gets away from you. So, I think the turnover column is one that they've really got to concentrate on. I agree with you. I think they do a nice job of creating some themselves, but they've got to be able to take care of that basketball on the offensive end.
2 teams looking to get back into the win column and get back to 500 in this still early 25-26 season. Gallia Academy and South Point set to do battle in OVC action. We'll take a quick break and come back for the national anthem and player introductions. You're watching Ohio High School basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
At Chillicothe Comfort Heating and Air, your comfort is our priority year-round.
Whether it's blazing hot or freezing cold, we've got your back with fast, reliable service you can trust.
Locally owned, honest, and done right the first time.
We have financing options available for every budget, as well as 60 months, 0% interest.
Call us today and feel the difference that comfort makes.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt.
Holy
7 of the best sidekicks, and 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at Ohio Health.
Our employees certainly get the credit for that growth. The relationships that they build, people want to deal with people they can trust, they know, feel connected to. And I think that's where a community bank such as Kingston really shines. The color of money is the same no matter where you go, but I think the people behind it is what makes the difference. Having the empathy to understand what's going on in someone's business or personal lives and how you might be able to help it. I think our customers expect that, want that, and truthfully, they deserve that.
The same from all of the fans. Officials assigned to this game have met extensive requirements set forth by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and have been approved by both schools to provide their important role in tonight's game. Officials for tonight are Jonathan Kitchen, Kenneth Krebs, and Sean Wiley. The athletes, coaches, and officials are guests like at Gallia Academy High School and are asked to respect the efforts of each of them that have been put forth to prepare for tonight's contest. We ask all attending to show courtesy and respect for their fellow fans, officials, coaches, those administering the contest, and of course your team. And as important as ever, please respect the game. And now let's meet the starters for tonight. First of all, for the business South Point Pointers. Wearing number 0, a senior, James Carey. A junior wearing number 4, Devon Lewis. A junior wearing number 3, Ethan Hunt. Wearing number 11, Luke Fitzpatrick. Rounding out the starters for South Point, wearing number 24, sophomore Kason Boat. The Pointers are coached by Travis Wise. And now, for your Gallia Academy High School Blue Devils, wearing number 2, 6'1", and a sophomore, Ty Reed. Wearing number 3, 6'3", and a sophomore, Trip Sola. A senior, standing 5'10", wearing number 10, Ethan Rose. A junior, 6'5", wearing number 21, Gabe Ammons. And rounding out the starters for the Blue Devils, wearing number 50, 6'6", and a freshman, Colson Miller. The Blue Devils are coached.
Great atmosphere here in Gallipolis for the Blue Devils as the starters for both teams introduced. We'll quickly go over them one more time for South Point. James Carey, Ethan Hunt, Devon Lewis, Luke Fitzpatrick, and Kason Pope. Tyree, Tripp Sola, Ethan Rose, Gabe Hammonds, and the 6'6 freshman Colson Miller in the starting five for Gallia Academy. OVC Monday night underway from Gallipolis. The Blue Devils have the night's first possession as Reed brings it up the floor. It's worth pointing out the Blue Devils are without junior Mason Meadows, suffered an injury early on in the season. They'll look to the freshman Miller to fill that gap inside. Blue Devils working the perimeter, trying to find someone in the post. Here's Hammonds, back out to Sola. Sola pump fakes, kicks it out from the elbow. Here's Rose from outside, in and out, rebound by Carey.
Yeah, great patience from Gallia Academy on the first possession. Got a good look, just couldn't get it to go down.
Devon Lewis tried to swing it into the corner to Ethan Hunt, throws it over his head, and it'll go back to the Blue Devils.
Yeah, in that first possession, I thought the Blue Devils shared the ball well, moved it side to side, having trouble getting it inside there, but ended up getting some good penetration kick, got a good look. See second possession here if they can execute.
South Point poked it away from Sola, gets it back, just finds Reed on the near side. Reed tried to go into the post, recovered by Rose. Rose baseline drive out to Reed. Now Sola pulls up from the elbow, kicks it back out to Reed.
Yeah, just a little matchup here. South Point doing a pretty good job of staying active.
Here's Rose, elbow jumper won't go. Carey hauls it in. Pointers won both matchups last season. Gallia Academy has not won a game against South Point since January of 22, going on 4 years.
Gallia Academy stretching way out in his zone, and that length causes a turnover.
Steal by the Blue Devils. Nice pass from Reed, and Sola with the finish in transition.
Yeah, good shot fake from Sola there in transition. Let the defender fly by and lay it in. That's a good sign for the Blue Devils defense leading the easy offense.
Little 1-3-1 action from Gallia Academy to start. There's a double team near the mid-court line on Lewis, gets it into Fitzpatrick. There's Kason Pope, pulls up, can't hit the jumper. It's Hunt with the rebound. Hunt dribbles and got it poked away. Pinball for it and a tie-up. Possession arrow points to South Point, will stay with the Pointers.
Yeah, good hustle both ways, getting on the floor for the loose ball. That possession arrow going to give them another chance to stay here as they're trying to crack this extended zone, giving them some fits here in the early going.
It'll be Hunt to set things up for South Point on this possession as he hands it into Lewis. Lewis backing up, gets doubled, try to throw one up for Fitzpatrick, and another South Point turnover.
Yeah, just getting pinned on the side, and the size is really a problem. Tried to throw it over the top there. Got to get somebody in behind the basketball, get a reversal, then attack. And right now, Gallia Academy doing a good job of getting that ball to one side and keeping it there.
South Point working a 2-3 zone defense. Here's Reed off the screen. Finds Rose on the far side wing. Now a jumper from Hammonds, knocks it down. Gabe Hammonds, baseline jumper.
Yeah, nice square up. And again, South Point was extending a little bit. He was able to find that short corner and get some space to put a good stroke on it.
Gallia Academy coming off a loss to Fairland. They're 1-1 in OVC play. As a kickball, Pointers will reset the possession. Lewis receives it, gets it out to Ethan Hunt. Reed poked it away for Gallia Academy, and Reed's got a breakaway. Reed got it knocked away at the rim by Lewis. And the Blue Devils will reset.
Yeah, again, Reed's length when he's able to turn sideways at the point of that zone, big-time factor.
They get it in. Here's Reed. Reed finds Rose. Baseline jumper won't go. Hammonds the offensive board and the turnaround jump hook. Gabe Hammonds with his second basket after the putback.
Yeah, and Carson, we always talk about it when teams go to these extended zones. If you can get some good shots at the basket, the next step is, can you get on the offensive glass?
Lewis got tripped up with the basketball, gets it back, and finds Hunt inside Carey. Now out to Pope for three off the front of the rim. Fitzpatrick with the board and the putback.
Well, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Even when it's not pretty, if you avoid the turnover and you get quality shots up, then the offensive rebound becomes a great weapon. Fitzpatrick, right man, right spot.
First points of the night for Fitzpatrick. 6 points in the Ironton game for the junior. Rose in the corner now out to Reed, top of the key. Reed finds Hammonds inside. Hammonds clutches and finishes off the glass.
Yeah, great penetration from Reed. Hammond off to a nice start with 6.
The 6'6" junior off to a hot start for the Blue Devils. Swing pass over to Pope, now in the short corner. Fitzpatrick. No, that's Ethan Hunt rather, knocking down the jumper.
Better ball movement, just trying to get the ball side to side and in rhythm. Got a good mid-range jumper there from a good shooter.
Ethan Hunt just 1 point in the loss to Ironton. Dribble handoff, here's Rose. Rose pulls up from the foul line, in and out. Reed chases it down under the basket, gets it back out to Rose. Now Sola from downtown buries it. Trips Sola's first triple of the night.
And Carson, again, made possible by the extra effort to win another possession.
Gallia Academy still working this zone. Here's Carey outside. Pump fake from Lewis. Lewis on the drive, got blocked by Sola.
Great recovery from Sola, but I like that possession probably better than anything I've seen to this point from South Point, the way they were able to move the ball, get it inside, swing it all the way to the opposite corner, and then obviously the athletic defensive play. But again, on the attack is what you want.
Here's a triple from Ethan Hunt, can't find it. Lewis with the rebound after the tip. Hunt gets it back, second effort won't go. Gallia Academy quickly getting it up the floor. Here's Hammonds on the drive. Hammonds lays it in. Gabe Hammonds with 8 after the transition bucket.
Yeah, South Point had some point-blank looks, couldn't get him to go, and as a result, Gallia Academy got out into the transition and had numbers.
Some subs on both sides. Jay Markham in for the Pointers, and the sophomore Grant Owens in for Gallia Academy. Lewis behind the back pass to Fitzpatrick, and the finish. What a find from Lewis, the no-looker.
Yeah, that was an outstanding pass. I think they got away with an over and back, but nonetheless, they were able to take it and go on the attack, and that was a nice dump off.
Gallia Academy ahead by 7, under 2 to play in this opening frame. Here's the freshman Colson Miller, turnaround, got denied. The tip by his defender, Kaysen Pope with it for South Point. Pope out to Hunt, extra pass, Lewis from the corner, no good. Markham hauls in the rebound with one hand. Markham outside, Hunt from downtown, it's good. Ethan Hunt from outside. The foul after the basket.
Yeah, much better effort. Really liked the extra effort from Markham winning the possession, and was real strong with some hands slapping at him. Delivered an on-target pass to a great shooter, and that inside-out three, especially the one off the offensive rebound, that's a high percentage shot, and he put a good stroke on it.
Foul after the basket goes against Jay Markham. It still counts, but the first foul of the night on Markham. Here's Reed outside to Owens. Owens dishes it out. Miller from beyond the arc won't go. Reed with the offensive board, and a steal by the Pointers, taken right back by Reed. Reed outside. Owens thought about it. He'll drive instead. Owens got blocked. Hunter Chin, the 6'7" junior, coming off the bench for South Point. Inside, Markham mid-range, can't get it to fall. Markham gets the offensive board, but not before a foul against South Point. Looks like it'll be on Chin.
Yeah, again, those are the fouls you don't mind because you got guys working really hard in the paint, and it looked like maybe Hammons took a pretty good shot there. Obviously not intentional, it's just two guys working hard on the glass. But if you look at from the first couple minutes and then now compare it to these last, say, 5 minutes, as we come up on 59.6 left in the first quarter. Carson, wouldn't you agree that just the energy level of South Point has picked up a little bit, and as a result, they're getting a little bit better ball movement, and they're getting on the offensive glass?
They fell down 6-0 and then 8-2 later on. Feels like South Point has been not necessarily firing on all cylinders, but much better energy towards the back half of this opening frame as Brody Beaver checks in for the Blue Devils for the first time.
Yeah, both teams getting a little deeper into their bench as we get toward the end of the first quarter.
Keandre Garrett also entering the game for South Point. Ty Reed outside to Beaver. Beaver now finds Sola, now Miller, top of the key, dribble handoff to Reed. Reed, pull-up jumper off the back of the rim. Offensive board for the Blue Devils, it's Sola. Beaver inside to Sola. Sola, he'll back it out. Blue Devils circling the perimeter, under 30 to play in the first. Here's Sola from outside, buries it. Trips Sola, falling away, gets the triple.
His second triple of the opening quarter. He has 8 in the game.
South Point trying to answer back. Here's Lewis in the corner, gets it out to Pope. 10 seconds left. Pope on the drive, picks up his dribble. Here's Hunt off the screen. Hunt pulls up, knocks it down. Ethan Hunt from beyond the arc. And that brings us to the end of the first quarter from Gallipolis. The Blue Devils ahead 16-12 on South Point in this OVC showdown. We'll be right back for the second quarter. You're watching Ohio High School basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Are you looking for the best deals on quality used trucks and cars?
Great news. Chillicothe Truck has what you're looking for.
Choose from a wide selection of makes and models. All vehicles undergo a detailed multi-point inspection and extensive reconditioning before hitting the lot. Our friendly team offers a no-pressure sales experience, ensuring you find the perfect vehicle to fit your needs. Plus, you can customize your ride with our extensive range of truck accessories, from bed covers to lift kits. Stop by 173 Rennick Avenue in Chillicothe or call us today at 740-773-8782 to get started right now.
Have you experienced simply brilliant fiber internet? Yeah, that's Glow Fiber. Lightning fast internet that keeps up with your busy life. A reliable fiber-to-the-home network whether you're working, learning, playing, or streaming. And best of all, Glow Fiber has real local support from real people who are happy to talk to you. And switch now for your first month free. Faster, more reliable fiber internet with real local support. Glow Fiber. Simply brilliant.
One quarter down from Gallipolis. It's the Gallia Academy Blue Devils up 16-12 on the Pointers of South Point as we get to the second quarter of this OVC showdown.
Yeah, both teams struggling on the defensive glass. That's going to be a big factor here into the second quarter.
Beavers runners no good. Lewis with the rebound. Pointers quickly get it across half court. Blue Devils showing a little more man-to-man. They played a lot of zone in that first quarter. Worked out for them. Lewis gets double-teamed the trap on the sideline, out of bounds. It'll stay with South Point.
Yeah, they've done a great job in both zone and man of getting Lewis to his side. And again, at 5'9", the length of Gallia Academy is bothering him a little bit.
Play is blown dead. After the inbound, they'll do it again.
They looked like they wanted the defender to move back. Not a lot of room there in front of the bench.
They get it into Lewis. Lewis goes off the drive, pulls up, can't get it to fall. Reed grabs the rebound, goes behind the back on the dribble. Reed quickly downhill outside. Owens baseline drive, nice dish to Miller, who finishes.
Yeah, I felt like that was all made possible by great point guard play from Ty Reed. Reed, he's been really impressive here in the early going.
First 2 points of the night for the freshman Colson Miller. Ethan Hunt tried to hand it off. It's poked away by Reed. Fitzpatrick dives on it in the backcourt, gets it back to Lewis. Up the floor, here's Garrett at the basket, underhand, can't get it to go. Beaver up the floor for the Blue Devils. Nice pass to Reed underneath. Sola with it in the post. Sola fadeaway off the glass. Can't get it to go. Miller fights for the rebound. And a foul. It'll be against the Pointers. Colson Miller doing a good job tipping that board to himself, gains the Blue Devils an extra possession.
Yeah, just a great effort to stay with it. Easy to give up on the play. He didn't do that, and as a result, it's going to win his team an extra possession. Going to get a break here, but of course, that's what I was talking about coming out of the quarter break. Both teams just really struggling to wrap up possessions on the defensive glass.
James Carey re-enters the game for South Point. Taken away by the Pointers. Here's Garrett up the floor. Gary picks up his dribble, finds Carey in the corner. Gabe Hammonds re-entering for Gallia Academy. Here's Pope on the drive and the foul. Kaysen Pope gets downhill off the handoff and finishes.
Yeah, a lot of contact off the dribble, and South Point's adjusted pretty well, getting a little stronger with the basketball. That time Pope gets downhill, but then I was impressed with how soft he was able to put it up off the glass to get the and one opportunity.
Pope averaging around 8 a night, season high 13 in the opener against Minford, as he can't hit the free throw to complete the and one. But Pointers get it right back. Pope had it and got it poked away again. Sola with it for the Blue Devils. Reed tried to cross over his man, and he turns it over. Here comes South Point, 4-point game. Hunt inside, nice dish to Carey, can't finish. Offensive rebound and the putback. James Carey stays with it, cuts it down to 2.
Yeah, nice job of just staying with it. Both teams got a little sloppy there on back-to-back possessions. A much-needed bucket for South Point.
Reed finds Beaver on the outside. Now Sola at the top of the key. Trying to find Hammonds posting up. Grant Owens picks up his dribble, throws it off of Ethan Hunt's knee. It will stay with Gallia Academy as Jay Markham re-enters the action for South Point.
Yeah, good ball pressure from Ethan Hunt there. They're not really fronting the post. They're just kind of quartering the post. Some people call it treeing the post. And then they're having trouble finding a little angle that they can get Hammonds a touch in the post.
Sola inbound, taken away by Garrett. Garrett races in. He'll back it out. Trying to find someone. Here's Ethan Hunt cutting, pulls up, got it blocked. Carey with the offensive board. Inside, here's Markham in the post, offensive foul. Grant Owens, the sophomore, takes the charge and gives possession back to Gallia.
Yeah, tough call. The game's been really physical, back and forth, a lot of body. And that time, good position and good job of selling it, bringing attention, drawing attention to it to get the call.
Head coach Gary Harrison calls a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. Harrison has been the head coach of the Blue Devils since 2013. He's the school's all-time leading scorer. Set that record back in 1987, and he's in the Rio Grande Hall of Fame.
Yeah, real impressive. And again, great leadership to be here leading the program. And as we said, you watch them through last year and this year, you see a lot of things you like. You feel like they're really, really close. Here to this evening, starting a freshman. Been real impressed with the sophomore backcourt with Ty Reed and Trip Solo. So again, plenty to build around, and I'm sure that they're excited to have him here leading this program.
His best season at the helm. He coached the Blue Devils as the 14th seed in the tournament in 2021, all the way to the Division II district final. 18-16 Blue Devils as Ty Reed crosses the timeline for Gallia Academy. Reed off the screen, spins, goes up and draws the foul.
Yeah, again, Reed getting downhill. These will be the first free throws of the night for Gallia Academy. South Point's just shot the one.
Reed led the way for the Blue Devils in the Fairland game, 20 points against the Dragons. As he knocks down the first one from the stripe on that trip. Colson Miller back in the game for Gallia Academy.
Yeah, Gallia Academy got sloppy on some OB unders that really hurt them. Some turnovers here, now trying to settle back in. Getting to the free throw line helps. He's able to make that first one. He's able to hit the second one to go up 20-16. Let's see what they do defensively.
Reed goes 2 for 2 at the stripe there. Devon Lewis back in the game for South Point.
Looks like they're going to match up.
Pope up the floor to Lewis. Lewis guarded by Beaver. Gets it in the corner to Hunter Chin. Chin just gets it into Carey. Almost got it taken away. Here's Chin from just inside the arc. Chin lets it fly. It's no good. Offensive board by Carey. Now Hunt on the drive, jump stops, puts it up off the side of the backboard. It's Hammonds with the rebound. Blue Devils quickly up the floor. Sola puts it up and gets it to fall.
South Point wanted to travel, but I think it was kind of awkward, but felt like Sola dropped the ball into a dribble just enough to avoid the travel. Then he was able to lay it in.
And Coach Wise for South Point letting the officiating crew know that, hey, he thought that should have been a travel.
Of course, that's an example of what happens when you do get the rebound. They'd given up the one offensive rebound. They finally wrapped it up. They were able to get out and transition again.
Lewis off the screen from Carey, gets it over to Chin. Chin out to Garrett. He'll set a ball screen. Garrett inside to Chin, through his hands. And another turnover from South Point. That was a nice find from Garrett. Chin just wasn't ready.
Yeah, right idea. You certainly put a lot on it, but one that you'd like to connect on and get the easy one.
Brody Beaver outside, Miller on the perimeter. Blue Devils circling the arc. Here's Miller on the wing, gets it to Sola, top of the key. Now Beaver. Beaver inside to Hammonds on the elbow. Here's Miller again. He'll let it fly off the rim.
South Point doing a good job of not letting Hammonds get a low touch. He finally got a high post touch there.
Lewis hands it off to Chin, inside to Hunt on the high post. Now here's Carey, top of the key, gets it into Lewis. Now Hunt with it, picks up his dribble. South Point working the perimeter, some motion action. Here's Lewis, tried to put it up. He'll give it up instead. Hunt guarded by Reed. Dribble handoff, Lewis for three, knocks it down. Devon Lewis from outside, cuts it back to three.
His first bucket of the night.
There's Hammonds on the other end, tough finish. Gabe Hammonds, he's in double figures with 10. Another pull-up three from Lewis, he hits.
Now he can certainly
Lewis,
get it going, and there's back-to-back.
Walking heat check. 6 on the night for the junior.
All the way back within 2 here. Nice chance for South Point. Let's see if they can finish the half. 2:16 to play.
Here's Hammonds, drives, spins, tried to go inside for Miller, and Chin was right there to take it away.
Yeah, good position, and now South Point chance to take the lead, or tied, or maybe take the lead with a triple.
Hunt crosses the midcourt line for the Pointers. Under 2 minutes to go till half. Markham dribble handoff to Hunt. Hunt gets fouled at the volleyball line by Brody Beaver.
Yeah, Carson, what you've seen more here in the second quarter in comparison to the first quarter is when South Point takes care of the basketball and just gets some quality looks, that they're able to do some things.
Luke Fitzpatrick enters the game for South Point. And South Point's got to figure something out. They, for a moment, had 6 on the floor, and Travis wisely uses a timeout before anything gets called, before the officials notice.
I think Lewis might have run to the locker room there. I don't know if he was sick or injured, or that was what was kind of weird about. I couldn't tell in the substitution who was in for whom, and then all of a sudden, you know.
I just assumed that Lewis was being subbed out, and that's why he took off, so not sure what was happening there. It was Fitzpatrick and Pope who were getting ready to sub in for South Point.
But going back to that, the point there, Carson, wouldn't you agree that just as South Point started to take care of the basketball a little bit more, you see some of the offensive talent. We've seen Lewis shoot it from deep. I've been real impressed with 3-4 different guys to get the ball downhill and get the ball into the paint.
It'll be South Point ball, minute 52 to go. Ethan Hunt will set it up out of the box set. Sola trying to disrupt. Hunt gets it in to Pope. Pope got it knocked away by Reed. It rolls out of bounds, and it'll go to Gallia Academy.
Yeah, great ball pressure from Reed once again. And that's where Gallia Academy just wants to stay with it. Keep applying that pressure, mixing their defenses.
Reed crosses the midcourt line for Gallia, looking to extend this lead. Sola in the corner. Hammond's back out to Reed on the near side wing. Now Sola out to Ethan Rose, who checked back in for Gallia Academy. There's Reed, pulls up from outside, can't get it to fall. Fitzpatrick fighting for the rebound, and Carey picks it up. Pope up the floor to Garrett. Garrett trying to get past Rose, pulls up from the baseline and gets the roll. Garrett ties it up with the baseline jumper.
Yeah, tough shot. Got the roll, and coming up on a minute to play here, South Point's been able to get all the way back to even.
Knotted up at 24. Rose pulls up from outside, off the mark. Offensive rebound by Reed, and he gets fouled going for the putback.
Yeah, the versatility of Reed, we've been highlighting it throughout the first half. Does a great job running the show for the Blue Devils, and there you see a little bit of that versatility where he can get involved in a lot of different ways, gets on the offensive glass.
Reed back at the line, gets the first one to fall. Reed's been a guy who all season long he's been able to fill up the stat sheet for Gallia Academy. As he goes 2 for 2 at the line from there, Reed in the season opener against Athens, 8 points, 10 assists, 4 steals. He's been able to kind of do it all for this team so far.
Yeah, and you certainly see that skill set on display here this evening.
Pope high off the glass, won't go. Blue Devils almost got it taken away. It's Sola up the floor. Sola, underhand dish to Miller. Miller inside, got fouled.
Yeah, got the reach in there. South Point side was kind of wanting the jump ball. Some felt he might have even shuffled the feet, but the reach in, the foul call comes. Not going to be the shooting situation. So going underneath it, Carson, keep in mind. Oh, now, well, with the 5th team, they are going to go to the line. I was going to say it might be a break. The last couple OV unders, Gallia's runs ended up in a turnover.
I'll put Miller at the line. Blue Devils will have free throws for the rest of the first half.
This will only be the 5th and 6th free throw attempts for the Blue Devils. The good news is they've made them all. Reed was 4 for 4, and then now Miller good on his first one.
Lewis checks back into the game for South Point, replacing Keandre Garrett. So Miller looking to extend it back to a 2-score game, but he can't get it there. Blue Devils almost got the offensive rebound, but Hunt grabs it for South Point. Up the floor, Fitzpatrick can't finish underneath. Fitzpatrick, a point-blank miss, and Gallia Academy will hold for the final possession of the first half.
Yeah, Gallia Academy kind of fortunate there. Got a little lazy in defensive transition, but nonetheless coming away with it. Now a chance to get the final look here to add to this 3-point advantage.
Reed working on Lewis at the logo. 5 seconds, Reed got it knocked away. It's Pope. Pope to the basket at the buzzer. The layup is good. And South Point brings it back to a 1-point game through one half here in Gallipolis. 27-26, Blue Devils lead as we'll head to break here in this OVC showdown. We'll step aside and give our thoughts on the first half when we return. You're watching Ohio High School basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Are you looking for the best deals on quality used trucks and cars?
Great news. Chillicothe Truck has what you're looking for.
Choose from a wide selection of makes and models. All vehicles undergo a detailed multi-point inspection and extensive reconditioning before hitting the lot. Our friendly team offers a no-pressure sales experience, ensuring you find the perfect vehicle to fit your needs. Plus, you can customize your ride with our extensive range of truck accessories, from bed covers to lift kits. Stop by 173 Rennick Avenue in Chillicothe or call us today at 740-773-8782 to get started right now.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at Ohio Health.
At North Fork Animal Clinic, we're more than your pet's health care. We're your neighbors. We combine top quality veterinary care with the availability you can count on, keeping tails wagging and pets thriving. And as proud supporters of youth sports in Southern Ohio, we're committed to helping our whole community grow strong. North Fork Animal Clinic, caring for pets, supporting our community.
Richard. Countless nights in the garage. 8 shiny new pistons. 1 very happy 16-year-old granddaughter. And 2 years since starting cancer treatment at Ohio Health.
Since 1853, Tomlinson Insurance has been protecting families, farms, and businesses in our community. As an independent agency, we offer personalized coverage for your auto, home, farm, and business, plus health and life insurance too. And we proudly partner with Erie Insurance to give you peace of mind with reliable coverage at competitive rates. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call us today at 740-773-4181 or visit us at tomlinsonins.com.
Rathkamp Financial is a comprehensive financial services firm committed to helping our clients improve their long-term financial success. Our customized programs seek to grow, protect, and conserve our clients' wealth by delivering personalized service and expertise. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor, member, FINRA SIPC. Please call us at 740-775-1040 to schedule a consultation.
At Chillicothe Comfort Heating and Air, your comfort is our priority year-round.
Whether it's blazing hot or freezing cold, we've got your back with fast, reliable service you can trust.
Locally owned, honest, and done right the first time.
We have financing options available for every budget as well as 60 months 0% interest.
Call us today and feel the difference that comfort makes.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie & Son Trucking. Willie & Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie & Son Trucking each week at SOSAOhio.com.
Mark. 6 months of training. 8 miles to go. A 3-way tie for almost last place. And 3 years since he and his team at Ohio Health left cancer in the dust.
Experience the hometown Chevrolet difference. Check out our huge selection of Silverado trucks, Equinox SUVs, and the latest Chevy models. Priced to move and ready to hit the road today. Plus, with the Hometown Advantage, you get free oil changes for life and a 10-year, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty at no extra cost. That's real value and real peace of mind. Your Hometown Chevrolet is proud to be your trusted local dealer of new and pre-owned inventory, delivering unbeatable deals and top-notch service. Visit us today at 501 West Emmett Avenue in Waverly or start shopping online at yourhometownchevy.com.
For 175 years, the Gluckner name has stood for trust. Today, that promise continues. Every time your family turns the key. Generations have trusted us for one reason. We never stopped caring. From preschool drop-offs to road trips, You leave our service center knowing your family is in the safest hands possible. 175 years of social proof that this isn't just service. It's a promise from our family to yours.
Have you experienced simply brilliant fiber internet? Yeah, that's Glow Fiber. Lightning fast internet that keeps up with your busy life. A reliable fiber-to-the-home network whether you're working, learning, playing, or streaming. And best of all, Glow Fiber has real local support from real people who are happy to talk to you. And switch now for your first month free. Faster, more reliable fiber internet with real local support. Glow Fiber. Simply brilliant.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders. Crispy, juicy, tendery, tendies. Ooh, that's fun to say. Tendies, tendies, tendies. And they're so good, maybe we should change our... For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
Halftime here from Gallipolis as the Blue Devils lead the South Point Pointers 27-26 through one half of play. South Point got a nice little boost of momentum right before the half with the steal and layup by Case and Pope. Shane, your thoughts on the first half?
Well, I thought it was a fast start for Gallia Academy. They're utilizing some extended pressure. Looked like a 1-3-1 out about the half court, and their size and length kind of bottling up the South Point guards, getting them to a side. And I thought it took South Point a few trips to adjust. Once they did, I thought they ended up coming back, and it's been a pretty competitive game pretty much all the way through. 16-12 after the first quarter. Here we are 27-12. Gallia Academy with the big turnover there late in the half there with the basketball there, 27-24. You think they might be able to go up 5, maybe 6. Instead, it goes the other way, and you get the layup to go to 1. What a big swing in momentum that is. But, yeah, you look up and down the scoring column. Gallia Academy only has 4 kids that have done any scoring. Trip Solo with 10 and Gabe Hammonds with 10. Hammonds had the big first quarter. Carson had 8 of those 10, and then Solo the same way. He hit 2 triples for 8 points. So they were responsible for all 16 of Gallia Academy's first quarter points. Since then, the Pointers have got those 2 under control. Five points come from the free throw line for Gallia Academy in that second quarter. All 4 from Ty Reed. The sophomore point guard was 4 for 4, and then Colson Miller, a freshman, he had a field goal and then a free throw for 3. So there's their 27. Over on the South Point side, Ethan Hunt leads the way with 8. And then Lewis had those 2 triples in the second quarter. He finally got going. He has 6. And then finishing out Fitzpatrick with 4, Pope with 4, and then 2 apiece for Gerard and Carey.
Talk about the rebounding battle we saw in the first half, because you said a couple different times on both sides the offensive glass was being attacked, and some teams had some trouble giving up those extra possessions that led to points on the other side.
You always talk about shot selection, and you'd obviously like to get a good shot, but you'd certainly like to get a shot instead of turning it over. And what you're seeing tonight is why both teams, Carson, have been able to settle into some scoring droughts by simply going to the offensive glass and getting a second, sometimes third opportunity. You've noticed a couple times when teams have been able to defensive rebound, it's been able to start the break going the other way, particularly for Gallia Academy. They've been able to get out into the open court. Solo's been able to run out in front and get a couple easy ones. And again, I really like the tempo and the way Reed can push it, not necessarily always to get the assist, but just to start the secondary break.
For both of these teams, in some of their games, they've been right in the mix. They've had it down to 1 possession, 2 possessions at halftime, and then second half starts, and they kind of lose everything they built in the first half. They let the game get away from them. How do both these teams avoid that here in the second half?
I think you bring up a great point. When you're a younger basketball team or you're playing varsity basketball for the first time and you're going through the 22-game grind, you're coming up on the Christmas break, you're practicing, you're used to a junior high basketball season, which is much shorter, or even a JV season isn't nearly as demanding, so you're starting to go through the varsity thing for the first time. You're right, Carson. What happens is you struggle to put 32 minutes together. You're overwhelmed sometimes by how hard you have to play. at the varsity level from start to finish. So look for that here in the third quarter. Which team's able to come out and find the energy and utilize the defensive end as well as the glass to see who can get control of this one here in the first 4 to 5 minutes of the third quarter.
Gallia Academy's last win against South Point is coming up on almost 4 years, looking to break that 6-game spell here tonight on their home floor. For the Pointers, they're looking to get back in the win column after they won their opener, lost their next two. Coach Travis Wise looking to get his squad back on track.
Yeah, always difficult to win on the road, even harder to win on the road inside conference play. So South Point certainly, I thought, survived that first half a little bit. Not only survived it, really got right back in and now in a one-point game. Great opportunity with the possession to start the second half to play out in front.
South Point will have the first possession of the second half as we're underway once again from Gallipolis. Lewis backs it out, revolves around the perimeter. Find a Pope inside Fitzpatrick, top of the key. Pointers working it around. Here's Carey now.
Good patience. I'd like to see him move the basketball. Don't let it stick.
Lewis tried to go to Carey off the pick and roll and taken away by the Blue Devils. Gabe Hammonds had it and lost it. Pointers get it back before Lewis steps out of bounds. Lewis tried to throw it into Carey off the pick and roll. It bounced off a defender and just a lazy roller into the backcourt. Results in a Gallia possession.
Yeah, I think the initial response, they thought it was going to be a kick. It wasn't. The ball was just rolling freely. And again, fortunate that someone didn't go pick it up and lay it in on the other end.
Grant Owens inbounds it to Reed. Sola got it taken away by Lewis. Lewis through traffic underneath, gets fouled before he goes up.
Again, a great example of what I'm talking about. Lewis just staying active. Make a play on the defensive end. Get yourself out in the open court. We've already watched his ability to shoot it from deep in the second quarter. Now he gets to the free throw line. Let's see if he can convert a couple and see the ball go in. Sometimes that can really get a shooter going.
Lewis hits the first one. He's got 7 on the night. Lewis was 8 for 12 from the charity stripe in the loss to Ironton. And he goes 1 for 2. There's the second one, rolls around and pops out. Ty Reed with it for Gallia Academy.
You got to be able to take care of the basketball. Turned it over on the first possession. Let's see if they can get into a good look here.
Here's Grant Owens, now Colson Miller, the big man for Gallia Academy, finds Reed underneath. Reed kicks it back out. Here's Owens for 3, that's no good. Reed with the offensive board and the putback. Ty Reed, right place, right time, cashes in off the rebound.
Yes, that versatility stuff, the stat sheet, gets on the offensive glass, gets an easy one to start here in the third quarter.
Carry out to Lewis, now Fitzpatrick, top of the key. Out to Pope. Now Carey. Pointers working around. Hunt rejects the screen, goes up and gets blocked by Hammonds. Blue Devils quickly up the floor. Hammonds. Some good perimeter work from the Blue Devils. Hammonds again at the top of the key. Hands it off to Owens. Owens launches from downtown off the back of the rim. And Ethan Hunt wins the battle, gets possession back for South Point.
Yeah, not a bad look, and good job of South Point staying with it on the defensive end.
Pope from outside connects, and the Pointers have the lead. First lead of the night for the Pointers.
Nice stroke from Pope there. We saw him make the defensive play to end the first half.
Pope's got 7 on the night for South Point. Here's Ty Reed with it again for Gallia Academy. Now Hammonds. Hammonds inside to Miller. Miller, the big man, turns around and tough finish off the glass. Miller made it look easy.
Well, he ended up doing such a great job before the ball arrived of getting the low position, able to drop step right there to the strong hand.
4 points on the night for Colson Miller, the freshman. Getting the start tonight for the injured Mason Meadows. Here's Carey at the top of the key, out to Lewis. Lewis backs it out, hands it off to Pope. Pope again from outside. This one won't go. It's Hammonds with the board.
Great inside position from Hammonds.
Blue Devils quickly get it up. Sola to the rim and gets fouled.
And Carson, that's what I'm talking about. Notice how Hammonds had the really good position inside, gets the clean defensive rebound, and you notice how Gallia Academy is able to get cleaner out into not necessarily a fast break, but even in that secondary break, they get downhill and get to the free throw line.
Trips Sola at the line. 5 points, 6 rebounds in the loss to Fairland. Can't connect on the first attempt there.
Yeah, he had 10 points first half, but again, 8 of those in the fast start in the first quarter, and it's cooled off since a little bit. Hasn't been able to get nearly the space at the three-point line.
Brody Beaver into the game for Gallia Academy. Keandre Garrett re-enters for South Point, as well as Hunter Chin. Sola goes 1 for 2 at the stripe there, makes it a 2-point game.
Game's leading score now at 11 for the sophomore Solo.
Lewis crosses the midcourt line for South Point, backing down Reed. Tried to find a man outside, taken away by the Blue Devils. Miller up the floor, Reed got it poked away by Lewis. And now quickly Pointers get it into their end. Outside Lewis lets it fly and hits. Devon Lewis, his third 3 of the night.
Great effort. He throws it out in front thinking he's going to get an assist. Then he sprints into the scrimmage area and walks right into a nice look at 3.
Here's Beaver off the screen, gets it out to Miller. Now Sola outside. He drives, jump stops in traffic, and a blocking foul. Keandre Garrett charged with the foul. He can't believe it.
Yeah, great position there, and Sola aggressive downhill, went to the jump stop. I think originally he put the hand to the head, had to charge, but then I think as he changed his mind, he felt like on the jump stop that maybe the defender wasn't quite set, and the offensive player had the right to come down. Really a bang-bang play. Could have went either way.
Alex Blair in the game for the first time for the Blue Devils as he'll inbound. Gets it into Reed, under 4 to play in the third quarter. Pointers going back to a 2-3 zone. Blair outside, drives, kicks it out. Hammonds baseline jumper, hits it. Gabe Hammonds, he's got 12 on the night for the Blue Devils.
Good sign for Gallia Academy because, again, he too had 8 in the first quarter, and it kind of started to quiet. Maybe that jumper will get him going.
There's Chin on the high post. Gets it out to Hunt. Hunt backing down his man. Gets it out to Garrett. Garrett, he'll drive. Gets tied up on the elbow. And a jump ball. Possession points to Gallia.
Nice job, Brody Beavers, beating him to the spot and then being able to tie him up and going to win his team a possession.
Brody Beaver, just a freshman, giving some very valuable minutes for this Blue Devil squad. Reed off the screen from Hammonds. Reed working on Lewis. Reed puts his head down, pulls up, and gets fouled.
You know, Carson, Ty Reed is just kind of really smooth in his ability to get downhill. I'd like to see him be a little bit more aggressive off some of those high ball screens, because I think the more attention he draws, it would really open up some things for even more teammates. We've been real impressed with the sophomore here this evening.
Foul goes on Carey, his first of the night, as Reed sinks the first one at the stripe.
The other thing you love from the point guard position, 5 of 5 from the free throw line. Good stroke. Let's see if I jinx him here on the 6th. No?
Not yet. 6 for 6 from the stripe is Ty Reed, 36-33 Blue Devils. Gallia Academy working some zone defense now, a trap and a steal. Up the floor, Blair to Reed. Reed with the finish. Timeout, South Point. A steal by Alex Blair, and Ty Reed finishes at the basket. Will keep it here. Gallia Academy goes back to that zone defense that worked out so well in the first half, results in a steal and basket.
Yeah, I love the call from Coach Harrison there. Just mix it up a little bit. A lot of times if you can just mix and match some different defenses, give some different guards, especially young guards, some different looks, sometimes you can force them into some hurried decisions, and as a result, some turnovers. And you and I were talking in that pregame coverage tonight about the live ball turnover and the way it can go the other way on you. And just like that, Gallia Academy hits 2 free throws, and they come and get the live ball turnover, the layup on the other end, 38-35. I believe that's their biggest lead since the first quarter. Probably about, what would you say, about 3 or 4 minutes into the game?
Absolutely. Blue Devils ahead by 5, 2:35 remaining here in the third quarter. As Pope will bring it up the floor for South Point.
Big possession for South Point coming out of the timeout here. You want to get a good look.
Hunt off the screen, tried to go inside to Chin. He almost lost it. Lewis from the corner off the front of the rim. Chin with the offensive board. Pope outside to Hunt. Hunt backs it out, pulls up, can't hit the jumper. Here's Carey with the rebound. Put back, can't get it to go. Hammonds hauls it in. Hammonds races up the floor for Gallia Academy.
He got it out of his hands just in time, but certainly.
Almost got ran over by his own teammate.
Certainly close to the turnover, but they dodge a bullet. Now they have the basketball with 5. Chance to stretch this out a little bit.
Reed tried to fire into Hammonds, is off the backboard, and a steal by the Pointers. Pope, he'll back it out wisely outside to Lewis in the corner. Lewis swings it over. Fitzpatrick tried to go inside to Carey. He wasn't ready for it. Wasn't expecting it. It didn't look like either. As Jay Markham back onto the floor for Travis Wise's Pointers.
Yeah, the Pointers have just been rushed a little bit here over the last couple minutes as Gallia Academy's been able to mix the defenses up a little bit, and still the 5-point advantage. I thought on this pick and roll the previous time Reed had the right look, just didn't execute the pass, put a little too much on it.
Blue Devils being patient with it outside. Miller backing down his man, gets it out to Hammonds. Hammonds in the corner outside. Here's Brody Beaver, hands it off back to Hammonds. Hammonds trapped, picks up his dribble, and gets it out to Reed. 1 minute remaining in the third.
Yeah, really don't have to be in a big hurry if you're Gallia Academy.
Reed rejects the screen. Reed spins, puts it up, won't go. It's Pope with the board. Pope inside, tried to go to Carey. It's deflected and out of bounds. Pointers will reset on the baseline.
So Carson really back and forth. There's been about 2 to 3 empty possessions each as we've been stuck on 38-33. Now these are these time and score situations. Coaches always talk about 40.6 going to third quarter. Let's see who can execute and finish the quarter.
It'll be Lewis to inbound, got to get it in. Finds Carey underneath
Great
in the
cut.
finish. James Carey finds a blank space in the Devils defense.
Yeah, got the defender staring and just sprints in late in the count, gets an easy one, back to one possession game, 38-35.
Beaver in the corner, gets it out to Blair. Blair back to Beaver, baseline jumper, high arcing, can't finish. Hammonds with the rebound, put back won't go. Blair with the rebound and the second effort. Alex Blair, the senior, gets his first points of the night. Last possession of the third. Lewis doubled, Carey outside, Hunt at the buzzer, and the roll, wow! Ethan Hunt banks it in. And the third quarter comes to a close. Gallia Academy in front by 2 as we head to the final 8 minutes of this OVC contest. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Ohio High School basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
At North Fork Animal Clinic, we're more than your pet's health care. We're your neighbors. We combine top quality veterinary care with the availability you can count on, keeping tails wagging and pets thriving. And as proud supporters of youth sports in Southern Ohio, we're committed to helping our whole community grow strong. North Fork Animal Clinic, caring for pets, supporting our community.
For 175 years, the Glockner name has stood for trust. Today, that promise continues. Every time your family turns the key. Generations have trusted us for one reason. We never stopped caring. From preschool drop-offs to road trips, you leave our service center knowing your family is in the safest hands possible. 175 years of social proof that this isn't just service. It's a promise from our family to yours.
3 quarters down, 1 to go in Gallipolis, this OVC contest, as the Blue Devils lead South Point by 2. Inside Markham, back out to Hunt, got deflected. Pointers will reset. That shot from Ethan Hunt might have saved South Point for the time being. It gets it back to a 1-score game.
Yeah, the 3 ball was really important in that third quarter. Pope, Lewis, and Hunt all had a 3-pointer.
Lewis got doubled and fouled on the near sideline.
Gallia Academy coming out, a little bit of that zone pressure with the trap that we watched them go with early in the game and have some success with.
It'll be Hunt to inbound. Hunt after the buzzer beater at the end of the third. He's got 11 for the Pointers.
This is where you can't let the ball stick on the one side. You got to, fortunate there with the kick, this is where you got to be able to take on the trap, move the basketball, and then as you get a little bit of ball movement, then you can find a seam and break them down. But if you hold the ball on the one side, now you're going to let the length of Gallia Academy really take over that part of the floor.
They get into Lewis inside. Lewis jump stop off 2 feet. He got blocked. Out of bounds, it stays with South Point. Interior defense from Gallia Academy bends but does not break.
Yeah, but you love that if you're South Point because you had a good cut to the middle. You attack the rim. If you keep doing that, you're going to find some success.
Lewis to inbound, got to get it in. Throws one up to Hunt near the logo. Lewis doubled again. Gets it out to Hunt. Some 2-man action inside. Nice find. And Carey with the finish. Ties it up at 40.
Well, that's exactly what I'm talking about right there. Take on the trap, move the ball. Lewis did a nice job. Then Hunt's able to attack from there and find the hole in the defense.
Pointers going man-to-man. Sola on the far side wing. Inside Hammonds in the post. Gets doubled. Knocked away. Sola recovers it. Back to Hammonds. And Reed will reset the offense for the Blue Devils.
Good hustle from Lewis to help and then get back up and get back into play.
Reed directing traffic, finds Sola. Now Alex Blair, the senior. Colson Miller has it outside. Miller drives, backing down his man, gets doubled, gets it back out. Blair from way downtown, flanks off the back of the rim, and fighting for the offensive board was Hammonds, and a foul called on South Point. Markham charged with the foul. Be the 3rd foul on Jay Markham.
Yeah, really impressed with Gabe Hammonds as a rebounder. Goes up and attacks the ball at the high point with 2 hands.
He Reed to inbound for the Blue Devils, but not before Gary Harrison calls a full timeout. We'll take it with him. Tied up at 40 here in Gallipolis. You're watching Ohio High School basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Experience the hometown Chevrolet difference. Check out our huge selection of Silverado trucks, Equinox SUVs, and the latest Chevy models. Priced to move and ready to hit the road today. Plus, with the Hometown Advantage, you get free oil changes for life and a 10-year, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty at no extra cost. That's real value and real peace of mind. Your hometown Chevrolet is proud to be your trusted local dealer of new and pre-owned inventory, delivering unbeatable deals and top-notch service. Visit us today at 501 West Emmett Avenue in Waverly, or start shopping online at yourhometownchevy.com.
Our employees certainly get the credit for that growth. The relationships that they build. People want to deal with people they can trust, they know, feel connected to. And I think that's where a community bank such as Kingston really shines. The color of money is the same no matter where you go, but I think the people behind it is what makes the difference. Having the empathy to understand what's going on in someone's business or personal lives and how you might be able to help it. I think our customers expect that, want that, and truthfully, they deserve that.
Back here in Gallipolis, 6:33 remaining, as the Blue Devils will have possession on this inbound, tied up at 40.
Yeah, out of the timeout, let's see if they can execute here. Earlier in the game, they had a lot of trouble just getting the ball in bounds.
It'll be Reed to inbound. Throws it off the defender's back. Oh, my goodness. I didn't see that.
One way to get it in.
Did the Aaron Kraft. Reed comes off the screen, finds Hammonds inside. Hammonds, mid-range jumper, too long. South Point just barely gets the rebound as Carey dishes it to Lewis, who walk it up the floor.
Yeah, pretty good defensive possession from South Point there. Forced the tough two, finished with a rebound. Now you come down on offense with a chance to play out in front.
Lewis working on Sola. Lewis, nice find to Carey. Inside, Pope from downtown, rattles out.
Good look.
Hammond's right there with the board. Reed up the floor. Sola, corner three. That's no good. Pope tried to get the rebound. Reed gets it back inside to Hammonds with the easy finish. Gabe Hammonds leads the night with 14.
Well, and again, a good look from Pope on one end, good look from Sola on the other. The difference is one team wraps up with a rebound, the other team doesn't, and it costs them.
Again, those offensive rebounds proving costly against South Point. Hunt got trapped, still trying to get it out, and he got fouled, trying to split the double.
Again, Carson, what's happening, you're getting that ball stuck on a side, no matter if it's man or zone, and getting trapped there. That's where you got to be able to get the proper spacing, get the ball out of the trap, and then you're going to have a numbers advantage if you go from there and go. That's when South Point's been able to get their quality looks.
Hunt will inbound, gets it into Lewis. South Point trying to make it 7 straight against the Blue Devils. There's Markham outside. Markham trying to work down Miller, gets it out to Hunt. Hunt off the screen, jump stop, step through, lost it, and Hammond's right there to grab it.
Yeah, had a step on him just as he stepped through. Like you said, the ball just comes out, turns it over.
Reed out to Blair. Blair lets it fly in and out. Hammonds with the offensive board, got it knocked away, and it'll stay with Gallia Academy.
Yeah, Gabe Hammonds is becoming a problem now on the offensive glass over this last 4:47. I don't know if there's a bigger key for South Point. Maybe taking care of the basketball on the one end, but you're going to have to wrap some possessions up with some defensive rebounding.
Blair to inbound for the Blue Devils. Trying to get it into Sola, right there to grab it is Kason Pope. Read that like a corner, going for an interception.
Yeah, it's been unbelievable, the difficulty getting the ball in bounds on the OB under.
Hunt through traffic, draws the foul, and he'll head to the line.
Yeah, that's at least the third time tonight, maybe the fourth, where they've just simply not been able to get the ball in bounds from the OB under situation.
Ethan Hunt with 11 on the night. Can tie it by knocking down these 2 free throws.
Yeah, he's hit 3 triples on the evening. This will be his first free throw attempt.
As the first one touched every part of the rim and finally falls as Hunter Chin back in the game for South Point, replacing Markham.
That's that good follow through. You can tell the rim liked the basketball there.
South Point's had a lot of great drives that have resulted in trips to the foul line. As Hunt able to capitalize there, ties it up at 42, and Travis Wise will burn a timeout. We'll quickly take it with him. You're watching Ohio High School basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Rathkamp Financial is a comprehensive financial services firm committed to helping our clients improve their long-term financial success. Our customized programs seek to grow, protect, and conserve our clients' wealth by delivering personalized service and expertise. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor, member, FINRA SIPC. Please call us at 740-775-1040 to schedule a consultation.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders. Crispy, juicy, tendery tendies. Ooh, that's fun to say. Tendies, tendies, tendies. And they're so good, maybe we should change our... For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
About 4.5 left to play here at Gallia Academy. The Blue Devils and the South Point Pointers knotted up at 42 after 2 free throws from Ethan Hunt. Shane, Gallia possession. What's the approach for the Blue Devils in this next 4:35?
This has been the type of game, Carson, where it really comes down to some simplistic things. Taking care of the basketball, getting a quality shot, being able to rebound the basketball, and then being able to convert at the free throw line. I really believe over this last 4.5 minutes that the simplicity of some of those things will decide who is going to be opening the presents with a little bit more of a smile on their face come Thursday.
Gallia Academy trying to make it a blue Christmas for South Point. Reed gets it into Miller, high post. Inside on the block to Hammonds. Hammonds tried to go baseline and got it stolen away, knocked out of bounds, and the Pointers have it.
Great job, James Carey, walling up and not letting him get the low position he wanted, and forces the turnover. Been impressed with South Point's defense here over the last couple minutes. Just got to be able to rebound it.
Nice pass inside. Hunt, turn around, gets the foul. A nice find from Lewis. A no-look zip inside to Hunt.
Hunt just knocked down a couple free throws, gets a chance to go back to the free throw line. Chance to put his team out in front.
Second foul of the game for Colson Miller, the freshman. As Hunt sinks another.
This freshman class for Gallia Academy, I was noticing during the JV game, Carson, Miller at 6'6". They have a Jaden Myers, I thought had some potential at 6'5", a Gage Duncan 6'3". So, again, some size coming up here for the Blue Devils.
Hunt goes 2 for 2 on that trip. 44-42 Pointers. Coming up on 4 minutes to play here in Gallipolis. Pointers in man-to-man. Miller gets it to Sola, who's guarded by Lewis. Now hands it off to Alex Blair. Blair gets it out of the double team. It's Miller in the corner. Blue Devils swing the rock around the perimeter. As Reed backs it out, finds Miller. Dribble handoff, Hammonds, now Sola. Reed with it now, Blue Devils taking their time. Blair backs it out, he'll drive again. Blair spins, puts it up, and the foul. Alex Blair, the senior. Tough finish.
Well, good patience from the Blue Devils. They ran some nice offense, just didn't have a whole lot of people looking at the rim. Then all of a sudden the senior gets aggressive downhill and able to finish through the contact.
Blair didn't see the floor that much, if at all, in the first half. But he's given some valuable minutes for the Blue Devils here in the second, and he knocks down the free throw to put Gallia Academy ahead by 1. 30-second timeout for the Blue Devils with 3:27 left.
Yeah, Blair now with 5, and if you're Gallia Academy and you're now up 1, it'd be interesting to me to see what Coach Harrison does on the defensive end. He's had some success with the extended 1-3-1. He's also been able to apply some pressure out of the man-to-man. Nonetheless, I think if you're South Point, you really got to pay attention to not getting pinned on the side. Make sure you're keeping the ball between the volleyball lines. If you do get trapped, move the ball out. And then if you're catching the ball out of that trap, get real aggressive downhill, because I've been impressed. South Point has 3, 4, 5 guys on the floor all the time that can go and make some offensive plays.
Gallia Academy's been very aggressive in the passing lanes throughout the night. Had 10 steals in the loss to Fairland, as they've picked up right where they left off on the defensive end tonight.
Looks like it's going to be the 1-3-1.
Lewis in the corner, gets trapped, goes baseline, Out to Carey. Carey, hill drive, puts it up. Can't get it to fall, and a nice tip over to Blair for the rebound. Devils have a 3-on-1. Blair spins in, he traveled. Costly turnover for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, into the open court there. Again, the spin is one of the real weird calls in today's basketball. A lot of times if you spin right up into an action, they're more likely to let it go. If you spin more into a playmaking role, a lot of times they're going to call you on that extra step.
Pope brings it up the floor for South Point. 3 minutes to play in regulation. Outside Lewis, baseline drive, steps back, puts up the jumper, too short. Miller with the rebound. Devils again quickly in transition. Hammonds flies to the rim and finishes. Nice pass from Reed for the transition bucket.
Yeah, the size, just trying to shoot over at Lewis, trying to get a short corner look, and the defense sparked that break.
Hunt jump stops, finds Lewis underneath. Lewis pump fakes and goes up for the basket.
Yeah, good aggressive play. Once you get into the middle of the 1-3-1, you want to see if that diagonal's available. That time it was.
12 on the night for Lewis. 1 point game, 2:16 remaining. Hammonds backs it out. Swings it out to Blair outside. Blair puts it up. No good. Chin with the rebound. South Point with a chance to take the lead. Carey at the rim. Case and Pope, a full court pass to James Carey underneath. Pointers ahead by 1.
Yeah, we talked about the diagonal. That time more in the full court setting. What a great pass on target.
Here's Hammonds, top of the key. Dribble handoff to Sola. Now Blair. Blair with confidence off the front of the rim. Chin hauls it in. South Point trying to get it up the floor quickly. Chin at the top of the key, back out to Pope.
Now playing with the lead.
Pointers don't have to be in a hurry. Lewis under the basket. Ethan Hunt finds the open man, and Lewis cashes in. 50-47. Timeout, Gallia Academy with 1:12 left.
Great court vision from Pope, and then Hunt just being able to take on the trap. And again, in that 1-3-1, it's that backside diagonal. If that wing gets a little too aggressive coming up looking for the steal, it's not the easiest pass to throw, but they've been able to find some lane, and then give Lewis credit because he's been able to dive into some of those spots and find. Here they are up 3, and a great chance to maybe get one on the road here this evening.
Coming up on a minute left in this game, if you're Gallia Academy, what's the approach? Obviously not panic time just yet, but how do you attack this possession?
Well, you know, you've had a couple good looks there. Blair shot the 2 threes with confidence. They didn't go in. You know, now you come back, and I think you just want to be on the same page in terms of what it is you're trying to get. You can go for 2 or 3 here if the 3 presents itself, by all means. If it's the right guy and right rhythm, knock it down. But again, it's not something you have to have. They've had some success getting downhill. Keep in mind now, South Point only with the 2 fouls, so they can get really aggressive on the ball. I think that's a big factor in the quarter bonus whenever you get in these situations. You and I saw it the other night in the Uniota St. Trace game we had. So here, only a minute 12. If you're Gallia, it's too early to be giving the fouls, but my point is you might as well go ahead and get a little bit more aggressive because you never know when you're going to poke one away.
Sola will inbound when play resumes. Gallia Academy looking to break a 6-game skid in the series against South Point. Sola gets it into Reed. Reed on the drive, off 2 feet, can't finish. Offensive board, Hammonds. Hammonds' second effort won't go. A fight for it, it'll go to South Point.
Yeah, ran a clear out, let Reed get downhill, couldn't go. Give Hammonds and Miller credit. They were working hard on the offensive glass, just couldn't convert. Now, South Point got to be able to execute full court press breaker.
Hunt trying to inbound, gets it into Pope. Pope in traffic, lost it, and a kick ball. Will stay with the Pointers.
Yeah, very fortunate to get the kick there. They knocked the ball loose, it appeared, but they said it was with the kick. So now on that side out, Still got to be able to get it in. Know that Gallia Academy, they're at the 4 foul, so you're going to shoot 2 the rest of the way out if you're South Point.
Keandre Garrett in the game. They get it into Garrett with the layup, and he draws the foul. It's a nice cut from the freshman, and he rewards himself with 2 free throws.
Yeah, you like to see that from the South Point rookie, not afraid of the moment at all. Curls right off of the side out set. Nice delivery over the top, and if he can get at least one of these 2, it gives South Point a chance to push this to 2 possession.
Garrett at the stripe, knocks down the first. Brant Owens back into the game for Gallia Academy, replacing Miller.
Confident stroke there from the freshman. I think Gallia Academy putting an extra shooter on the floor. Look for them to spread it and let Reed go.
Garrett's second attempt off the mark. Offensive rebound by Carey, and he gets fouled right away.
Yeah, just didn't hold your box out. It's that old hit and get. Problem there is you hit and you go and the ball hangs up on the rim and your timing's off and you're just out of position. That's where it's an old school fundamental, but you got to be able to hold your box out and then go high point the basketball. What a costly rebounding mistake there. And South Point going right back to the free throw line.
Throughout the majority of this contest, it's been Gallia Academy that's won the offensive rebounding battle. That time, the Pointers come up with a big-time offensive board, sending James Carey to the stripe.
Yeah, you get to these winning time plays, you look for the team that's just a little bit more aggressive. And so far over the last 3 or 4 minutes, I would even go probably more throughout a lot of the second half. I felt like South Point's been the team that's been a little bit more on the aggressive attack. Gallia Academy, again, not that they're not playing hard, they're just maybe a little unsure, playing a little bit more timid.
1 for 2 goes James Carey at the line. He's got 9 on the evening, 52-47 Pointers. Reed spins outside. Owens for 3, in and out. Carey with the rebound. Tried to get it out to Lewis, and he couldn't haul it in. Goes right back to the Blue Devils.
Yeah, great look. That's why, Owens was put into the game, was to set the feet and shoot it. Put a great stroke on. Went all the way in and comes out. If you're South Point, you got to be able to take care of the basketball.
Reed gets it into Hammonds. 40 seconds to play. Reed to the basket off 2 feet. Offensive foul. Ethan Hunt sets his feet, takes the contact, and wins a possession back.
Yeah, what a big-time defensive effort there. Mark that one down, 36.5. He absorbs the contact and gets the charge. And we talk about winning plays. It's not always making a basket or doing something on the offensive end. Sometimes it's just doing a little thing, and that time Hunt in the right place and set and takes the contact.
Timeout, South Point, 1 remaining on either side. Shane, you got to feel like this fourth quarter, South Point has just been in control the entire time. And it really started with that third quarter buzzer beater from Ethan Hunt. But a lot of winning basketball being played by the Pointers here in this final 8 minutes.
Yeah, really. You look at the fourth quarter on the stat sheet. South Point's already been to the free throw line now 8 times. Gallia Academy only there on the one attempt where Alex Blair earlier in the quarter had that 3-point play. But again, I just feel like South Point's just been a little bit more aggressive. They started to find some holes in the trapping defense of Gallia Academy. And just come winning time, they just seem to be more the aggressor.
36.5 remaining. Pointers possession. It'll be Ethan Hunt to inbound. The 6'4" juniors left it all on the floor tonight for South Point.
1-4 set. You got to watch it long here. There
Hunt,
it is.
Full court pass intended for Garrett. Garrett hauls it in the corner and gets fouled by Grant Owens. Good execution on the full court inbound from South Point.
Yeah, really, really good catch, because when that ball's coming over the top like that, you just never know if you're going to be able to catch it cleanly and do so without traveling or having it fall, tip off your hands out of bounds. That time, good catch to get to the free throw line.
Garrett at the stripe knocks down the first one.
Yeah, now 2 for 3 here in the fourth quarter from the line. Going to get another one. And this one would be a big one because you'd stretch it all the way out to 3 possessions, Carson. And at 34 seconds, the number of possessions that Gallia Academy is going to get the rest of the way out start to get pretty limited.
34.2 remaining. As Garrett goes 2 for 2 at the stripe there. Reed spins, puts it up, draws the foul.
Again, that's good time and score. A sophomore point guard, understanding the situation. You know you're going to need at least three possessions to get even. So what do you want to do on that first possession? You want to go and get points as quick as you can. Only 4 seconds come off the clock. He's going to get a chance to go to the free throw line where he's 6 for 6 on the night. Maybe give Gallia Academy a chance to set up the pressure defense as well.
He knocks down the first one there. Ty Reed, been a prolific scorer for the Blue Devils. South Point has done a great job taking him away for the most part, despite his efforts to get to the line.
12 points now in the evening, but again, let's see, 8 of those have come from the free throw line.
54-49 South Point. Hunt got to get it in, finds Lewis. Lewis trying to get away from his defenders. Gets it over to Garrett. Garrett almost got it taken away before he gets fouled by Grant Owens.
Yeah, very, very fortunate there because he shot those free throws, I think, at 30.1. So they were coming up on the 10-second call with the ball being reversed.
Be the third foul on Owens, sending Garrett back to the stripe.
Problem is, you're still down 2 possessions. You couldn't really risk letting the clock continue to run.
As he hits the first one, he's got 7 on the night. Second one from Garrett finds the bottom of the net, 56-49.
How about this freshman, 5 of 6 from the free throw line in the fourth quarter?
Gave some great minutes in the JV game, hits his foul shots in varsity action. Reed quickly gets to the rim, and Coach Harrison's going to use his final timeout with 15.5 remaining, 19.5.
So you get it back to 5, 2 possessions. You almost were able to get a steal on the previous pressure situation. The problem now is, Carson, you'd love to be able to go for a steal, maybe a trap, but you're really running out of time. At 19 seconds to go, you can easily get 2 more possessions. I think you can get 3, and that's why I would probably foul right away if I don't come up with the immediate turnover.
For Gallia Academy, again, got to throw everything you got out there. South Point just got to stay calm, stay collected, and hit your free throws when you get fouled. So far, they've done a great job of that.
Yeah, they really have. We mentioned the freshman, 5 of 6. Ethan Hunt's 4 for 4 on the night. Lewis, 1 of 2, but he's an outstanding shooter. I can't imagine the scouting report says he's the one you want to foul. Carey has been 1 of 2. So, again, you can't be real picky here because of the time, but you want to try to get real aggressive, and you'd love to come up with a turnover. Keep in mind, South Point still has a foul to give. That could be a factor as you come down the stretch here as well. Possession arrow would favor the Blue Devils, so that's another thing as you're trying to foul, Carson. Maybe you try to go in for the basketball. Maybe you end up getting a tie-up situation.
It'll be Hunt to set things up for the Pointers. Tries to get it into Lewis. Reed guarding him. Gets beat to the sideline, but fouled by Reed. I think Reed thought he had cut him off and forced him out of bounds.
Good execution there, though. I mean, that was pretty much a naked entry. What I mean by that is there was really no screen to get Lewis open. So Lewis was being asked to kind of V-cut away and come back and beat Reed one-on-one, and it was a tight catch, but he was able to get it in.
Lewis sinks the first one. Gives them 15 on the night for South Point, 57-51.
And again, I keep talking about possessions. Now at 57-51, Carson, this is the one that would push it back to 3 possessions. And after a while, you simply start to run out of clock.
2 for 2 at the stripe goes Devon Lewis. 7-point lead for South Point. Last chance for Gallia Academy. Ethan Rose from the corner, in and out. Hunt hauls in the rebound and gets fouled with 10.7 remaining. And the Pointers are that much closer to a road win.
If you look back at this fourth quarter, Carson, I feel like Gallia Academy is going to have 3 or 4 looks at the three-point line that they probably don't hate. You know what I mean? I know Rose has had a good look. Owens had a really good look. Blair had a couple looks at it, and they just haven't been able to knock them down. Give South Point credit. They've been able to rebound, and then now they've been really, really good at the free throw line.
Hunt sinks the first free throw. This will push South Point's winning streak against Gallia Academy to 7 games since the start of the 22-23 season. Hunt goes 2 for 2 at the stripe. One final possession for the Blue Devils. Sola airmails it from downtown. Carey grabs the rebound, travels, going to the floor. 3.1 remaining on the clock.
Yeah, I have Ethan Hunt for 17 on the night. Carson 6 for 6 from the charity stripe here in the fourth quarter.
It's been the story of the game for South Point if you think about it. Owens to inbound. One final shot from Rose, too long, and that's your ball game. All signs point to a win for the blue and gold as South Point comes into Gallipolis and knocks off the Blue Devils. 60-51, your final score from Gallia Academy. South Point improves to 2-2.
Yeah, really, really nice road win. Gallia Academy kind of threatened to space it out on them there in the third quarter. South Point wouldn't go away. They end up hitting the shot to beat the buzzer there going into the fourth quarter, maybe still a little momentum back. And then, as we said, coming down the stretch, we thought it would come down to a lot of little details, and I thought it did. I thought South Point's ability to defensive rebound and then big time go to the free throw line. What a job at the charity stripe here as I try to total some things up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 times they went to the free throw line in the fourth quarter, and unofficially I have them 14 of 16 from that's a good winning formula when you're able to go shoot it at that percentage.
We'll quickly step aside, come back, give our final thoughts on this road OVC win for the Pointers, 60-51 South Point. You're watching Ohio High School basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Since 1853, Tomlinson Insurance has been protecting families, farms, and businesses in our community. As an independent agency, we offer personalized coverage for your auto, home, farm, and business, plus health and life insurance too. And we proudly partner with Erie Insurance to give you peace of mind with reliable coverage at competitive rates. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call us today at 740-773-4181 or visit us at tomlinsonins.com.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie & Son Trucking. Willie & Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie & Son Trucking each week at SOSAOhio.com.
Our employees certainly get the credit for that growth. The relationships that they build, people want to deal with people they can trust, they know, feel connected to. And I think that's where a community bank such as Kingston really shines. The color of money is the same no matter where you go, but I think the people behind it is what makes the difference. Having the empathy to understand what's going on in someone's business or personal lives and how you might be able to help it. I think our customers expect that, want that, and truthfully, they deserve that.
Back here at Gallia Academy High School as South Point comes in and steals a road OVC win from the Blue Devils, 60-51. On this Monday night OVC contest, the Pointers improved to 2-2 on the season. Gallia Academy drops to 2-4 overall. Carson Francis and Shane Combs back with you from Gallipolis. Shane, excellent showing from the Pointers, especially in that fourth quarter. They dominated those final 8 minutes, and they worked their way to a 9-point win on the road in league play.
Yeah, they really did, and I just thought it was a great example of how you just have to stay with it. They got off to a tough start in the first quarter. What did they do? They stayed with it. It wasn't going their way even really into the half. Third quarter, started to get away from them again. What did they do? They just stayed with it. And when they got into the fourth quarter and it started to become winning time, I thought they started to find some things against the trap. Where they were sharing the ball. They found some diagonals. They made some really tough catches in traffic and made some nice finishes. And then once they were able to get into the bonus and forced into the foul game, the free throw line becomes a big factor. As again, in the fourth quarter, I had them unofficially 14 of 16 from the charity stripe. And you look throughout the evening, I thought that ended up being a big difference, because even in the last 2 to 3 minutes, if they do not convert on, say, another 5, 6, 7 of those free throws, this could be a completely different ending as Gallia Academy. Now, I didn't think Gallia Academy executed terribly down the stretch. I think if they turned the film on, they would tell you they had 3 or 4 decent looks at the three-point line. They just didn't go in. But no, it was a really complete game for South Point. I think they're only going to get better as the year goes on. For Gallia Academy, my biggest takeaway would be this. I thought they ran pretty good offense. Throughout the first 3 quarters, that patience can be really good tempo control. But, Carson, I don't know if you agree with me here. I felt like in the last 4 minutes of the game, when it got down to winning time, they maybe weren't quite sure who was supposed to get it where and what they were really trying to get. And I thought you saw some decent execution, but maybe kids a little unsure. But a lot of times that can come from being a young basketball team. I think if you watch this team in these situations a month from now, that'll be a big difference. But early in the year, they've had some fourth quarters they haven't been able to finish, and I think that's probably where they're going to grow the most.
And we talked about how both of these teams had been competitive in games, but down the stretch just couldn't finish. I think South Point kind of figured it out a little bit tonight, able to push through in the end of the third quarter and all throughout that fourth quarter. Right in the thick of the game, they were able to find a way to get the win tonight, holding on for a road victory. Certainly a step in the right direction for Travis Wise's Pointers.
Well, no question about it. I thought Hunt and Lewis were really good. Ethan Hunt was 17 points, and then Lewis was 16, and both involved at the free throw line. Hunt was 6 for 6 in the fourth quarter from the charity stripe. James Carey was involved in that as well. He had 9. I thought the freshman guard was really good. He had 7. He was 5 of 6 from the free throw line in the fourth quarter, and then Pope was 7. So you throw in Fitzpatrick with 4, and that's where the 60 points come from. Nice balance up and down from South Point. A lot of people making a lot of winning plays. I also highlighted here in my notes, with 36 and a half seconds to go, 52-47. Ethan Hunt steps in and takes a big-time charge. A great defensive effort. Again, we talk about winning plays. Over on the Gallia Academy side, Gabe Hammonds got off to a terrific start with 8 of his 16 in the first quarter. Remember, Trip Sola, he had 8 of his 11 in that first quarter. Those two kind of got contained a little bit more as the night went on. I was real impressed with the sophomore Ty Reed. He was 8 for 8 from the free throw line, 14 points overall. I just think his best basketball's ahead of him. He's terrific. I look forward to watching him grow. And then you look, the freshman, Colson Miller adds 5, as does the senior Alex Blair, and that's where you get your 51 for Gallia Academy.
Looking ahead for both of these teams does not get any easier from here. Both teams back in action Saturday night, rather. I got my days mixed up because I'm just
you're just excited for Santa Claus.
Yeah, that we'll go with that. But anyway, looking ahead to Saturday, both teams back in action. Gallia Academy will travel to River Valley in a Gallia County showdown and Old OVC showdown as well. Meanwhile, South Point will head back home and host the Vinton County Vikings. Looking ahead of that game for each team, the next 3 after that for Gallia Academy: at home against Meigs, at Portsmouth, and home against Chesapeake. Meanwhile, for South Point, they'll host, they're home the next 4 games, but they got Vinton County, Harvest Prep, Greenup County, and Chesapeake. Definitely not an easy stretch for either side. How do you attack the next 4 for both teams?
Well, I just think you attack it with a growth mindset. You're right. Those are some tough opponents from a variety of different styles, some different conferences, and then back into conference play. But I think for both of these teams, it's all about a growth mindset. I see things I really, really like. I see things that both teams are going to have to clean up. And the only way you do that is to continue to play through it, and you get into the film room, and then you get on the practice floor, and then you come out and play again. And each time you're in those situations, Carson, you'll get a little bit better. I'm excited to see both of these teams as the calendar turns to 2026. If you start to watch them here in the middle of January and on into February, I think they're going to be tough outs come tournament time.
Looking ahead to our coverage here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority presented by Ohio Health. Tomorrow night, John Bruce and I will have the call from Kinnickinnick as the St. Trace Pioneers look to bounce back after a tough loss to Unioto last Friday. They'll host the McLean Tigers in action, a non-league battle tomorrow night. And then Saturday, our Kingston National Bank SVC Game of the Week will be at Unioto as the Shermans host the Chillicothe Cavaliers in a highly anticipated non-league battle. Should be two really nice games ahead for us.
Outstanding. Again, I really like what I watched with St. Trace the other night. I have no doubt that they'll come back and play really well tomorrow night. That McLean team is well coached, and they too have played some tough opponents here in the early going. So that'll be an outstanding contest. And then obviously, what can you say about the Saturday night? It's going to be an unbelievable atmosphere. Good to see those two schools playing again. I think it's a win-win for everybody involved, and should be a terrific high school basketball game.
One final time from Gallipolis, the South Point Pointers come away with a 60-51 road victory over the Gallia Academy Blue Devils. From John Bruce, our cameraman for tonight, and Shane Combs, I am Carson Francis. We thank you for tuning in to tonight's presentation of Ohio High School Basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health. Enjoy the rest of your evening.